currently looking at his phone, it is Andrew McNicholas!
Sorry, I'm not healthy for. Nope. Okay. I guess I'll bring the chair up here, people. Also, I think it would be crazy, like, if I was lucky enough to date Rowan and she was like, punch me in the face. I wouldn't know what to do from there. Court was crazy this week. I wasn't in trouble. I work for a judge. I'm in law school. If you want free legal advice after the show, come talk to me. This is free legal advice right now. If you ever have a chance to serve as a juror in Knox County, fucking do it. It's inherently compelling television. You disassociate yourself from what's happening. So we had a murder trial this week. Dude for sure did it. Like, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. But we feed you, you know, you get good food, and so we have like an hour lunch break. You can't get fired from your job. You get to sit in a nice comfy room. You can hang out with me in a professional setting. It'd be awesome. And so we have one rule, is you can't talk about the case unless it's deliberation. So on lunch, we're like, hey, just don't talk about the case. And everyone's like, okay, judge. And so when you tell someone like, hey, don't do X, you want to do that thing really bad. And I learned that people are just not interested. They don't have a lot of things to talk about when you move. Like, if I was just like, hey, don't talk about this elephant in the room, you're like, I don't want to talk about it. So while there is a murder trial going on, the guy's life is hanging in the balance, people just don't know what to talk about. And so these two dads, and I know they're dads because that was the first thing that they talked about. I lied. The first thing was stripes, and the other dad was like, stripes! And then they fist bumped because they were both wearing striped shirts. Dad 1, I'm just going to call him Jimmy, and Dad 2, I'm just going to call him John, because I didn't ask their names. I really don't think I was supposed to be eavesdropping. But we have like an old-timey water cooler in the jury room, because, you know, humans need water. And there's two little water nozzles, right? There's a white one and a blue one. And so, you know, Jimmy and John talking right here. And Jimmy goes to John, he goes, yeah, dude, John, what do you think those two different nozzles are for? Like, I think it's, you know, one's for room temperature water, one's for cold water. And John's like, oh, you know, I've heard that, but man, I think I heard on NPR that it's actually the difference between ionized and deionized water. They couldn't agree. They couldn't get back and forth. And you have your phones. My judge doesn't even take your phones. He lets you use them. But they're like, don't look it up. You know, if we can't figure this out, if we can't debate this like 12 angry men, we shouldn't be sitting as jurors. Man's life is on the line. So they like start recruiting people. Like they get different people on their sides. And just like, well, if it was room temperature, cold water, it'd be red and blue like the one down the hall. Ionized? Who does ionized? And it's almost better than the murder trial, quite honestly. It's the end of the week, and we're getting a new jug because people drink water. And they asked the maintenance guy. He works for this water company that I'm going to leave nameless. And so they're like, he'll know. John, dude, we can ask him. He'll be able to tell us what it means. We can finally put this to rest. One of us will be crowned king. And so he gets in there, and guys, I felt bad for this maintenance guy because you could tell that he was like, this is the last stop, and he just wants to fucking go home. He's over this. Hope he gets no dumbass questions about the difference between water nozzles. And the first thing that you hear is just, hey man, you know, I think it's the difference between room temperature and cold water. John over here thinks it's the difference between ionized and deionized water. So like, what is it? Can you like help settle this bet? We've got 6 people on each side. And the dude just looked at him and he said, yo, y'all are dumb. It's for sure so 2 people can get water at the same time. And the look on these men's faces, they were just in awe. Like, it didn't even cross their mind that could have been an option. They were so hard and fast. It blows my mind. They ended up deliberating. They're actually still deliberating today. I think they're going to do that forever. This is my chance to do free legal advice. Crowd work. New people. Hey, have you heard this thing called judicial diversion? Do you know about this? Seen about this? You heard of it? You don't? Okay, cool. Do you have any prior crimes? Like no. Do you have a conviction? Are you on record? No. Oh, dude, okay, what crime do you want to get away with? I can literally, as long as it's not a rape or a murder, I can get you away with something. Class B felony or lower, dog?
Larceny.
Larceny?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do 72 hours of community service?
Sure.
Okay, cool. We can plead that out. Ma'am next to him, what about you? Any crime, class B or lower? Theft? Is it above $10,000? Because that's a class C felony. We can serve that. And then gentleman to her right. What one crime? If you can get away with one crime.
Murder.
No, you can't do murder. I can't. Murder's off the table. Sorry. I can stab. Do you want to stab somebody? Okay. Well, we got stealing, and stabbing. I like that. That's a good way to end this segment. Thank y'all very much. It's about to get awesome.